Developer taps brakes at Purdue's Provenance as homeowners balk at There is a new neighborhood that has been undergoing construction over the last couple, 3-4 years over on the west side of the Purdue campus, right on 26 on State Street, taking over land that was originally married student housing and out in that direction with all of the new development down there out in the Discovery Park district. And Provenance is the residential neighborhood down there. And the development that's happened down there so far is that there's one apartment building that anchors the eastmost end of the development. But then there's a neighborhood of single-family homes and townhouses. Now, these homes and townhouses are not cheap. The townhouses, not the homes, the townhouses start at like $500,000. So this is not a budget neighborhood. Well, the developer, Old Town Design Group, claimed that they were having some trouble selling and fulfilling all of the targets they needed to hit. And so they had gone to West Lafayette and asked to rezone nearly 10 acres of this $130 million Provenance planned development. And they wanted to change it from single family to brownstone style apartments. 197 units instead of 88 single-family homes and townhomes that were originally laid out. And this was going to be in phase 3 through 5 of what was going to eventually be an 8-phase development in the neighborhood. And the existing homeowners, and I'm not sure how many are out there right now, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 or 30, balked, threw a fit, said, absolutely not. You promised us when we purchased here what this neighborhood was going to be. I think they had concerns about the values of their homes and what an apartment complex might do to that value. And I think they were also concerned about just the style of neighborhood that they were going to live in. I think there are a couple of different concerns going on there, but the homeowners managed to make enough noise that Old Town Design Group, who's based in Carmel, has asked West Lafayette to hold off for at least a month. Now, this change in zoning has already been recommended by the Area Planning Commission back in August on a 10-5 vote, so 2/3 in favor. So that passed. The Area Plan Commission signed off on it, and then the city was going to have to sign off on it. What does this 1-month delay actually mean? Is this just a stalling tactic to get these homeowners out of the headlines and so they can barrel ahead? Is this so that Old Town Design Group can sit down and speak with the homeowners about their concerns? Is this Old Town Design Group reconsidering its options for things that it might want to do going forward? I don't know. I've tried to talk to a few of the players and nobody's really saying a whole lot publicly right now on the record about where this is heading. So pay attention to this. It's been an interesting couple of weeks to follow in here. One of the things that people talk to me about all the time, and probably some of you that are watching right now talk to me about all the time, is the want and need for condos close to Purdue University. I speak a lot about students, whether you're undergrad or master's or PhD students, about the value of purchasing a home versus renting while you're here at Purdue. And one of the most economical ways to do that, one of the ways that balances investing in yourself versus the amount of maintenance and labor and time that you're going to have to put into a place, is a condo versus a single family home, both on like a square footage basis and number of rooms, but also on, how much support you're going to get from maintenance and your HOA and that sort of thing. And a condo development kind of bakes a lot more of that in, even more so than even a townhouse or a normal single family neighborhood HOA. Old Town Design Group claimed that they originally had a block of condos in this development, I think further to the west, not in the same area as Provenance, but over towards one of the labs that I'm drawing a blank on. And they scrapped those plans and are going to put in more retail, I believe, because they weren't getting enough interest there. I'm really shocked at that. I think what's going on there is that they weren't getting enough interest at the price point that they wanted to sell at. And I'm going to be blunt about that. I mean, $500,000 for a townhouse in Provenance is not cheap. When the median price in the area, that's almost, I think, 2/3 higher than the median here in the Lafayette area. Let me pull that up real quick and see what my spreadsheet says that our median in West Lafayette through the end of September, so it's about 60 days past, but it hasn't shifted much, was $361,000. So they want $500,000 for a townhouse, not twice the median, but 50% more than the median for a townhouse. And so when they say that they weren't getting interest in these condos, they weren't getting interest for the condos at what they wanted to sell them at. And I honestly don't know what it is they wanted to sell them at. I'm not entirely sure how I missed that. I don't know if they just sent a few feelers out, but there didn't seem like there was ever any sort of real marketing effort behind that. So I'm not saying that they did a bait and switch by any means, but it just doesn't really add up. And I think that that's just the nature of an organization that's going to develop a large area like that versus what a community actually needs, and those two things not necessarily always aligning. So really kind of thought that was shocking. But as a result, not as a result, but going on downstream from that, they decided that they wanted to try to put in these apartments in the actual Provenance neighborhood. And the neighbors said, no, we'll see where this goes. I'll keep an eye on this, and I'm sure that you'll hear some updates from me in the coming weeks and months. I mean, the holding for the month, I think that was going to push from the December meeting of the West Lafayette Council to January. So look for some updates on that in the new year. What do you guys think about that? I mean, development coming to West Lafayette, adjacent to Purdue. I mean, really right in the heart of Purdue in many ways. I mean, this was land that basically Purdue de-annexed to create this development. Is this shocking to you? Is this exactly what you thought was going to happen? Are you interested in buying a townhouse at $500,000 in West Lafayette? Well, if you are, come talk to me. I'd love to sell you one. I'm not sure it's really a great investment, but if you got that kind of cash rattling around in the change cup in your car, and that's what you want to do, sure, I'll help you out with that.